right, N Vinegar day 240 chest and triceps. So I'm mid workout, and sometimes I'm working out, I'm like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just kind of out of shit to talk about, but then you think of something to talk about. And what I want to talk about today is something that I've understood for a long time, but I don't always apply it, which is just put more hyper focus into one thing that's more important and then spread it out later on. So a good example of this is something I'm doing now. For the longest time, I've got so many physical ailments, it's insane. And it's not a boohoo, poor me. They're self-induced, and it is what it is, you know? And they're not huge issues, but there's a lot of them, and they're just really annoying and nagging, and they get in the way of things that I like. So, you know, like I got neck, like bulging disc in the neck, thoracic spine's all fucked up due to floating rib, and my shoulders are all fucked up, nerve impingements and shit. Bicep tendonitis, bicep tear. I mean, the tendonitis is going away because I figured that one out actually. But then like bulging disc, hips are fucked, blah, blah, blah. The fucking list goes on, boo-hoo. And the thing is, for the longest time, I've been trying to fucking fix these things, but I can't really consistently adhere to the rehabbing and prehabbing of them because there's so many fucking things. It's like, it's really difficult to spend time and energy that I don't even have on neck, shoulders, scapula, fucking elbow pain, fucking back pain, fucking this pain, fucking that pain. Some of these things are elusive. You don't even quite know the full reason behind them at first too, so it takes longer. There's a learning curve of trying to fucking physio the shit out of yourself, because a lot of times physios are fucking garbage and can't help you. So recently I went, fuck it, all right, fuck all that. I'm just gonna focus on one thing, and that's my hips. My hips are pretty fucked up, and I think they're a source of a lot of issues. If your hips are fucked, like you have your gait is off, then so is your spine, because the hips dictate the spine. If your hips are doing this, then your spine goes into scoliosis or stenosis, and you get bulging discs. And if your spine's doing this, then so is your scapula, and then so is your shoulders, and it's just a cascading effect. Or it can start lower. It can be like a broken ankle that escalates up into the hips, and then, you know. So I thought, all right, fuck it. Let's go for the most bang for my buck thing, and just put all my energy into that. Disregard everything else. I'm not doing any prehab or rehab for my shoulders or anything else anymore, even though I should be. If I have to add too many things, I will burn out. So I thought, fuck it, 2 months, just straight hips, that's it, because I got more incentives to fix my hips than I do the other things too, because I do kickboxing and MMA, so my inability to throw kicks to the head is fucking annoying as shit. When I do leg days, you know, I get a bunch of force reduction due to the fact that my hips don't function, so I can't squat heavy, I can't squat with stability. That's annoying, which then impacts my strength and hypertrophy. So I thought, all right, let's go for the most bang for the buck thing, disregard everything else. Then, once I get in the habit, later on you can add. This is like anything. You want to create the habit by going for the most bang for the buck thing first, then you can expand. Because if you put too much energy and disperse it like like cryptocurrencies. You don't put fucking $1 in every single cryptocurrency. You put maybe $1,000 into 3 different ones, but not too many, because if you go too scarce, you just dissipate and you don't get any return on your investment. So willpower is the same. You only have so much of it. If you've only got $1,000 worth of willpower, you may as well put $1,000 of that willpower into the Bitcoin, or whatever analogy you want to fucking use. But that's the thing I'm doing now, and I'm gonna see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, I'm gonna fix my fucked up hips. I'm gonna talk about this subject more as the workout goes, because I think there's a few different life experiences I've had where I've applied this and it's worked out really well. Anyway, I can now warm up bilaterally with one arm at the same time. But then working set, I still have to do one arm at a time. But warming up bilaterally like this is fun. Because I just miss training with both arms at the same time. It's literally been like 5 fucking months since I've been able to do this, right? So just waiting for the day where I can do this with my actual, you know, maximal weights. But for now, even just warming up with both arms feels good, man. The other issue is even if my arms were the same strength level, disengaging weight back to my knees means loading the fuck out of my bicep with like heavy ass dumbbell. That's not a good idea yet. So that, but then also bringing it up. Like if I didn't have these dumbbells, if I had like just, you know, set in stone dumbbells, I could just fail and just drop it and fucking throw it. But right now, when I want to get this left dumbbell up, I have to use my right arm heaps to assist anyway. So like, even if they were the same strength, it wouldn't be feasible right now. Ideally, I'd have an incline press machine, but one day. Here we go. Okay. And this is what I mean. I can't just drop that down with one arm. It's too dangerous right now. So I've got to grab this and like lower it down safely. So unless I had a dumbbell that I could just chuck, which I wish I did, I can't do it. But the thing about those dumbbells is it's like fucking, before the injury too, like I was getting to 40 was way too light. I was thinking of buying 40 to 60 kilo dumbbells. That would have been like fucking $4,000. And if I wanted 2.5 to 60, it'd be like 10 grand worth of dumbbells. I don't even have the space nor the money for that. And like, I think when it comes to dumbbells, it's fucking incline press is probably, yeah, like incline press is the only movement that I use dumbbells for. And none of my clients yet are strong enough that 40 plus is too much. So really, what I'll probably do in the future is rather than spending $3,000 on 40 to 60 kilo dumbbells, or probably more than that, might just buy a machine incline press, and that might be like $1,500, $2,000, probably way cheaper than that if I buy it, you know, secondhand, $600-800. That'd be a way better investment. Like you'd think dumbbells would be a better investment, but if you're a machine guy like me, then machines are always the best investment, because I only use dumbbells for incline presses and overhead presses, and that's it. All right. Oh, cool, that's progress. Yeah, this isn't too far off really, this left arm. It's just getting two big dumbbells like this, pressing them up like that, and it's a bit unstable, it would feel weird. And then, yeah, like getting them back here in a hammer curl position with my bicep, I'd probably be okay. It's just paranoia really. Mate, dude, fuck off. less progress. And the thing is too, like, literally like the last 10 fucking years, I've done the approach where it's like, put all eggs into all the different baskets on specifically stretching and rehabbing issues. And it's never really fucking panned out, right? And over the time that I've been trying to do that, my issues have only got worse because I never really stuck to anything. Whereas if 10 years ago, I just went, all right, fuck it, just go hips first, right? Do that for 2 months, fix the hips. Then once they're fixed, like most things only require a maintenance dose to then maintain them, rather than doing 10 different fucking exercises to fix them. Maybe it's like 2 to fix or maintain, you know, your internal rotation of the hips, or psoas tightness, or, you know, a bit of glute rolling here and there to make sure that your piriformis is loose or whatever it is, right? But rather than doing that, I'd fucking put it in too many baskets. But if I just did 2 months, and then once that was fixed, I went, all right, let's move on to the next thing, shoulders, and then fix the shoulders, and then go, all right, let's go on to the next thing. Well, if I fix my shoulders and hips, probably everything else would be probably fixed by proxy too, because by fixing your hips, you fix your spine a lot of times. But let's say your spine's still bad. Cool. Maintain what I've got from rehabbing those. That's very easy to do. Move on to the spine. And by now it would have been fixed, but I was just fucking too stupid and extremist to recognize that. So that's the plan now. Hips, fix them. Once they're fixed after 2 months, cool. Then move on to the next thing, rather than trying to fix all at once and not fix anything. So yeah, a lot of these things, like if you just put more mental energy into one to start, at least you get somewhere. Yeah, of course, it's better if you could fix the hips, shoulders, scapulars, knees, neck, everything all at once, but you're just not going to a lot of times, or at least I'm not going to. So in the case of someone who's trying to work out, yeah, it's better if you could to start off with a 5x5 novice program, twice a week, 2-hour sessions, 6 hours a week of training, volume, frequency, neurological adaptations, and more gains, blah, 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 whatever. But if you're not going to do that, then you may well at least then do something suboptimal in once a week high intensity training, for example, or maybe not suboptimal, but well, yeah, suboptimal when you're a novice. You don't really want to train once a week high intensity training for just about anybody. You want a bit more frequency than that. But that would be an example of that. Yeah, you don't get the 100% gains, but at least you get fucking half of it. Yeah. And that's way more adherable. But if you're not willing to admit to yourself that that's the shittier option, but the better option in turn, then you'll never get anywhere. So that's been the same with my hips. Or fucking mobility and dysfunction, is I need to admit to myself that I'm not going to do fucking 2 hours of shit every day to fix these things, but I can do 20 minutes on one of them. So I think now my left tricep is bigger than my right again, because it's always been that way. But after torn bicep and did the surgery, it shrunk like crazy. But I was wondering, will it come back the same size as it used to be? Or will it be like now an equal size to this one? And it's weaker than this one, but it's bigger. It's got a better insertion than this one. And so it's good because this bicep's way smaller than this right. This bicep's always been smaller than this right one, but not to the degree it is now, obviously, until I fully healed up. But at least now that this one's, it's funny, before I used to wish both my arms were the same equation, like the biceps same size, triceps same size. Now I actually like that this tricep is bigger than this one because it at least overcompensates for the fact this bicep's so small right now. So as of right now, it's good actually because it makes this arm look sort of bigger again. And so part of me also wants to part of me wants to keep progressing the right actually, so that this one is the same size as that one. But then the problem is, if I didn't get this one way stronger than this one to make it the same size, then my presses will continuously be one arm presses. So anytime I do dumbbell presses, it'll be way too strong in this right triceps. It's a whole fucking conundrum since the injury of like balancing muscle sizes and strength. And like, you know, gatekeeping this arm so that this arm can catch up. It's like, fuck, dude. So now that this arm is basically the same size as this arm and not too dissimilar in strength also, in the tricep at least, I'm gonna start just doing 1 set to failure from now on in the arms, because I have been doing 1 set to failure for this, 2 sets for this. But now this one's back to, you know, previous level of training. So 1 set would make more sense because you get a lot of indirect stimulus on your triceps from presses. And so you don't need numerous sets to failure, just one, sort of one where you have your shoulders in flexions and having your elbows further away from closer to your ribs rather, so that you can get the inner head, and then a variation overhead so you can get the outer head, or at least in my biomechanics or my insertions and leverages, this hits my outer head way more. Yeah, the amount of times in my life where I've just tried to do too much at once and then the things that matter most suffer is fucking unreal. Like, you think you're this David Goggins motherfucker who can just like do everything at once, but you can't. Some people just can't do that, or you can't start doing that. Like, everyone has their different willpower thresholds and environmental upbringings that create certain levels of discipline. I know that I'm not brought up disciplined. I've had to hone discipline big time. But like, the thing is, what you want to do is start with the bang for your buck ones and not too many of them. And then once those become habitual and become second nature, like working out is for me, for example, then you add the smaller bang for your buck thing. So, you know, working out, business, nutrition, probably the 3 most important things a dude could really focus on to start with. Don't be a fat fuck, eat enough protein, blah, 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 blah. Don't be unhealthy, eat well. Work out, don't be weak, don't be small, and then make money. Fucking really important, like, those are really fucking important. Then you go, all right, now that I've got those, now I'll focus on psychology so I can get my talking to people abilities better. But if you go, I'll do all 4 to start with, you might not do any because it's all too much. So you start with a few, then once those become habitual, working out becomes habitual, you figure out workouts that just work for you. In my case, high intensity training was the way that I could just 100% of the time adhere to training like it was nothing. because obviously there are better paths to these things too. If I was still trying to do volume workouts, not only would I have less gains, I would be still not adhering to my training because it'd just be unadherable. I fucking hate volume training. So I found high intensity. That created an ability to stay habitual to training, which then allowed me to free up willpower to add something else, which in my case, I don't know what the fuck it was, but I added something else. I think it was business at that point. And then once you get business down, been a personal trainer for 4 years, this shit's pretty easy for me to just do subconsciously now. Cool, I'll add the next thing. In my case right now, it's MMA, mixed martial arts. And then like once you got those really big fundamental things, learn how to fight, fucking eating well, working out, business, psychology, then you go into the smaller depths. Like maybe I'll add a hot cold shower to this because that helps with recovery and sleep, right? And then you add like Wim Hof breathing or something, like these smaller things. But you don't add fucking Wim Hof breathing or saunas or ice baths and stuff. Things that are sapping away at that health bar of willpower. Because if you spend half your fucking willpower on some stupid shit like a fucking ice bath that only accounts to such a small degree of benefit to you, and then you don't have enough health bar left of willpower to work out, then you fucked yourself. So just do the bang for the buck things first. In my case, in the world of yoga and stretching and prehab and rehab, it's not habitual yet. It's too fucking hard. I hate it. So just start with the bang for the buck shit and then work in from there. Just do this cable. What the fuck? Feels like there's friction on the machine. Whatever. Maybe my bum was pushing against this. Fucking idiot. Let's go a bit lower so I don't do that again. So you can probably see now, my left tricep is basically back to where it was. So that's good. And my right tricep is the same as it's ever been, inferior. I don't know what the fuck it is. You know what I think it might have been? As a kid, I remember doing tricep extensions and I'd always have the cable on the left side of my body, and I'd then emphasize this side more. Because when you're a kid, you live like a fucking idiot and you don't think about having muscular imbalances. So if you bring it here, you do this shit, you can get more weight. So I was always biasing this tricep, but this is a genuinely different insertion. That doesn't look the same as that. That looks less lean, and that's a different dude's tricep. These are two different people right here. And the same sort of went for the biceps, but this is good because this bicep's fucking pathetic and this bicep isn't as pathetic. So it equates a bit more size to this side. Anyway, fucking let's do some